Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our Discord server where we try posting daily updates. Now, of course, I have not posted that many updates in the last couple of days because first, I was busy, and second, there's nothing going on in the market right now. We got rejected by the 0.618 resistance level of the previous all-time high for a 6th time in a row right now. So yeah, it's really hard to say if we are going to get above it anytime soon. Keep in mind, Bitcoin dominance is still at about 58% right now, and it's still above the bull market support band, but it keeps getting rejected by it. As you can see, we broke above the trend line on the chart, but this does not mean anything. Now keep in mind, today is January 19th, which means that tomorrow the next president will be put into the office, and like I said, I'm expecting a Bitcoin dominance drop whenever that happens. Now of course, don't expect it to start dropping exactly when it happens, like the exact same second it happens, it just goes down. Of course, that's not going to happen. But I think that it will go down like it did over here. It will go down in the next couple of days. And in my opinion, Bitcoin dominance should be at about 53% by the end of the month. If that does not happen, then it's very likely that we just copy what we did in the previous two cycles. Now, what did we do in the previous two cycles? Well, right here, for example, in 2021, after we had a cross in the bull market support band, we did nothing for about 48 days. Right now, it has been about, let's say about 60 days since the cross on the bull market support band, and nothing has really happened. However, if you look at what happened here, this move to the downside on your Bitcoin dominance chart actually started at the beginning of March. And in the cycle before that, the exact same thing happened, which leads me to believe that it is possible that Bitcoin dominance does absolutely nothing until March. Now, do I want to see that happen? Well, not really, because that would be extremely boring, and I don't think anybody wants to wait anymore. But keep in mind, in this cycle, the halving happened like 2 months earlier, so we could get an altcoin season 2 months earlier as well. I mean, that's how it usually works, but we'll see if that happens or not. And yeah, I'm still expecting Bitcoin dominance to start dropping no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's above the bull market support band right now. I believe that at some point it will start dropping. Now, I also want to talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is not doing too well right now. It reacted to the 50% extension of the third wave right here in a fourth wave, and we did bounce, but this is not really enough, and it's actually underperforming, at least as of now, when you compare it to what happened in the previous few cycles. For example, in 2021, it went up like, I believe, 78% in January, and in 2017 it went up like 35%, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't have the chart right now. But keep in mind, in every single post-halving year, Ethereum went up quite a lot in January after getting a correction at the beginning of January, so I'm still expecting a pump on the Ethereum chart. If we do not get a pump on the Ethereum chart, then things will obviously be different, and you could say the same thing about Bitcoin. Bitcoin was expected to close a green wick on the monthly chart in December, and it did not do that. It actually closed a red wick, even though in the previous 3 cycles it closed a green wick in December of a halving year. In this cycle it did not happen, so maybe in this cycle we are doing something else. And of course, I mean, that's normal. We don't have to copy every single thing we did in the previous cycles, but I'm still expecting Ethereum to go higher no matter what, and this will start whenever Bitcoin dominance finally breaks down, and that should be very, very soon. I don't think we'll go sideways until March, but if we do, it's gonna be very boring. Now, what would that look like for Cardano? Well, I don't think Cardano is going to be affected by it too much, because in the previous cycle, if you look at what happened here in January, it still went up like 140% in January, even though during this time, Bitcoin was actually going down. I believe during this time, Bitcoin went down about 30% or so, and Cardano actually went up during that time. And also, if you check out what happened in February, Cardano went from like 29 cents all the way up to like $1.50. And during this time, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, Bitcoin dominance was not actually going down too much during this time. As you can see, it was just right here. It was just going sideways. So for Cardano, and I don't know about the other altcoins, but for Cardano, it could start going up very, very soon without Bitcoin dominance dropping too much. It did happen in the previous cycle, so there is a chance that Cardano just starts going up on its own. It has happened multiple times, so yeah, I could see it happening again. Now, of course, that's just speculation and this is not financial advice. I just read a comment the other day telling me that it's my fault that they bought Cardano at like $1.30, even though I've always told you that the best time to buy was always down here. And I mean, I never told you to buy any of this. Of course, that's what the support zone is for. If you want to buy, you should wait for the price to drop in the support zone. This right here would have been a good buy. It reacted to the support zone, and yeah, we formed a 1-2 setup, and right now we are in another 1-2 setup. So it's still respecting support levels, it's still in an uptrend. So if you bought up here instead of buying down here when Cardano was doing absolutely nothing, then it's pretty much your fault and you are the only one to blame. Don't blame me for your buying decisions. I mean, in the intro it says that this is not financial advice, and I always say that during my videos. So I don't really understand why you would buy up here. I don't really, I just don't get it. So yeah, let's move on from this. Like I said, Cardano is still in an uptrend. We are still above the bull market support band. However, Cardano kind of needs to hurry up right now, because if we do not do something like this very soon, the red line on the bull market support band is going to start catching up to the green line, and we will have a cross, and that will not be bullish. That did not happen in the previous cycle. If this happens, you can expect Cardano to go down more. Now, why am I saying that? Well, if you do not watch my previous videos, which I think you did, but anyways, if you did not watch them or if you did not pay attention, the last time we had a cross on the bull market support band where the red line went above the green line, I mean, after that, Cardano just did absolutely nothing for about 6 months, and it dropped quite a lot during that time. As you can see, it dropped about, let's see, about 66%. So yeah, we don't really want to see a cross on the bull market support band right now. We kind of want Cardano to break above the 0.618 resistance level of the previous all-time high. And of course, there's going to be resistance here. This is the golden ratio. But I think that once we get above this level, the road to $1.78 is going to be very fast. And then we should break all-time highs very soon after that as well. There's not much resistance at these levels, so you can expect Cardano to just blast through them once we get above the 0.618 extension. I mean, the exact same thing happened in the previous cycle. It took some time to get above the 618. You could say that we got rejected here. I mean, we did not really touch the extension, but we got close to it. And as you can see here, it was also resistance. And yeah, I mean, after we got above the 0.618, it took like, what, a whole month for something to happen? It just went sideways for a month. And what do you know, it went sideways in January after going up in November. And of course, in January, in the previous cycle, it actually went up about 140% before going sideways. In this cycle, I believe we are only up like 30%. So if Cardano wants to do something right now, it has to hurry up. And keep in mind what I said about the bull market support band. This is very important, and if we get a cross, it's not going to look too good for Cardano, so we kind of need to get a pump right now, and we'll see if we get one tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. We should get one on Monday. But, maybe I'm wrong. We'll see what happens. Now, I also want to talk about Bitcoin for a second. As you can see, Bitcoin is finally going up again. We are near all-time highs. And I mean, this makes sense because we still need a fifth wave of this main third wave move to the upside. And the target for that, well, I'm not going to give you a target for that because it's really hard to say right now. But let's say somewhere between $120,000 and maybe $130,000, maybe a bit more. It could get to about $150,000 in a more bullish scenario. The third wave was pretty bullish. I mean, it got to the 300% extension of the 1-2 setup that we have on the chart right here. So yeah, the third wave was extremely impulsive, which means that there is a lot more room to the upside for a fifth wave than, usual. And like I said, I'm still expecting Bitcoin to hit about $255,000 by the end of this year. We'll see if that happens or not. At this time, I mean, who knows? Maybe it's not going to happen. But I'm the same person that predicted that Bitcoin will be at 100K by the end of 2024. And I said that when Bitcoin was like down here, and everybody called me crazy back then. And it turned out I was right. So we'll see if I continue being right or not. And yeah, I mean, Cardano is still looking good right now. But like I said, we need Bitcoin to actually do something, and we need Bitcoin dominance to also do something. So, and until Ethereum actually makes a move, you cannot really expect this to go up. So yeah, I'm still watching this chart and we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our Discord server where we post multiple updates a day. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.